It's horse shit, but he seems to believe it. We're getting closer to the truth.
You clapped her in irons and threw her in jail. You took her humanity. You recognized her in the puppeteer, didn't you?
I'm sorry, puppeteer? That's what was in the mines, wasn't it? And you knew, didn't you? How long? For how long have you known?
What I know and you do not would fill a library.
Helen is misguided. Under Sebastian's malign influence, she will remain so. Yet Pennington is little better. Which way do you lean?
I have faith in Helen Priest. Step down, Captain. Perhaps you may begin to wash your guilt away.
Do what you must, and face the consequences. Cast the die.
I will. All right. No more lies. No more hate. And no more mutiny. You mean well, but no good can come of it. The puppeteer sent the captain spectres. It also sent an unwitting assassin. You, Helen Priest.
The ghost by your side is not your husband. It's a husk, a sham, an elaborate fake.
Your beloved Lieutenant Priest was no hero. He was the tyrant. His victims dead in the mines tell the story.
I am Sebastian Priest. I love my wife. I want her safe.
You're a scarecrow, built from Helen's idealized memories of the man she loved, then sent to trick her into mutiny.
Without the puppeteer, the veneer will fade. Soon you'll be a spectre once more.
I loved you so.
I'm not sure I understand what just happened. But you, Helen Priest, are under arrest.
You're still a prick.
For your trouble.
Loving him, right or wrong, made me who I am. How much of you is made from loving your man?
Probably not enough.
Dawn, at last.
Looks like the nightmare's curse is lifted here. Job done.
How often, Abigail, must we have this fight? How often must we argue?
We shall argue until you hear me.
I hear you all too well. I hear a hoggish harridan, a narrow nag, a selfish shrew.
One of these days.
So, what now?
What did Ceridian say when we first met her?
Once we'd weakened the nightmare's influence, we could use the void to enter its lair.
Deborah's grip on the settlers has diminished. We'll return to Ceridian's island. From there, the void breach will take us back to New Eden Town.
Just like that, eh?
Well, yes, just like that. Something bothering you?
But aren't we rushing things a little?
We've lost too much time already. We have a nightmare to confront, remember? Sometimes I hate the world. Another free woman, bright, sensitive, kind, murdered by a craven rabble too weak to face its own mediocrity. Cowards hiding behind fake virtue. And for what? They won't even say her name. Why? Why her?
They know no better. They know only fear and hate what they cannot understand.
Especially when a woman is involved.
It matters not now anyway.
A woman died for nothing and it matters not?
That's not what I meant. But the lassie is dead. All we can do now is try to give her her rest.
Perhaps she does not want to rest. When I left Cuba, anything could have befallen me. I was bright, free, talented. Though I had the wrong tongue, the wrong sex, the wrong skin. I defied life. I expected so much more from the world. I was arrogant. Arrogant to believe I needed no one. To shut out my mother and experience curandera and listen instead to my sister.
Your childhood friend. What happened?
I had little and wanted more. A dangerous thing when you have our type of talent. Anything could have befallen me, but it didn't.
This has been hard for you. For me too. Perhaps we should think of how far we've come together and take heart.
I am dead, Rory. I am dead, and sooner will be gone for good.
You think I don't know this?
So act like it.
I'm not the enemy here. Look, all this, it's a lot to endure. We're both exhausted. I know I am.
I cannot tire.
I know. I know how hard it's been for you.
You have no idea. None at all.
I'll do my best to understand, if you'll let me. We should have faith. Look at us. We'll get to where we're going.
Shut up, Red. Shut up. This isn't about what we have conquered or what we have achieved or how far we have journeyed. Look at us. Look at me. I loathe what I've become. Can't you see that?
I was trying to help. I'm sorry.
Stop apologizing. Good night.
Antea, I would have gone with you. Not funny. I have to walk to the stupid bloody island. Antea? Please tell me you're here.
There you are. Ready to go?
I just got here. Can we talk? Why did you leave me alone?
You are not alone. Can we go now?
How come it's not working?
Let's ask Seeker. This all has to end, and I'd rather it was sooner than later.
Aye. Here's hoping.
There's a spectral web here, but it's new. It's stronger, but I think I can do it.
Oh, easy there.
This'll only take a moment. See?
Well, throwing my weapons through your will is a little unsettling. The spell isn't working. I think she's gone.
The incarnate is hidden away here. Stains bar the path. The path is safe for now.
Always so reassuring.
Can't hide now.
Seeker! Manual on how to hide from men.
Wish I had one.
How can she find anything in this mess?
Is that really what's important right now?
She draws well. Why is there a letter from Deborah Comenius here?
And who's Grace? No way back to New Eden Town, and no Seeker either. Our only clue points to Kate Newsmith. Maybe she knows this Grace, and where to find her. Shall we dance then?
Aye. Oh.
Look to me. If the spirit chases were working, we wouldn't have specters. I'd stay to figure it out, but we need to see Kate.
Have you found her?
Still looking.
Good. If you can't find her, she's probably alive. Keep looking.
Do you know anything about Kate and a certain Grace?
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Why'd you ask?
I found a letter, an old one, addressed to Grace, but mentioning Kate. It'd help to know who she is.
I can't help you. And if I could help you, I wouldn't. After all that has happened, Kate's tale is hers to tell, and hers alone.
But you admit you knew a Grace. I'm guessing she's from New Eden.
Ask Kate, for I'll say naught.
All right, then. One last question. Does the name Seeker mean anything to you?
Seeker, you say? Now this I can answer. I've never heard that name in my whole life.
Well then, I'll be leaving.
Ask for help if you need it.
Putting up a fight then?
I take the heart, you take the roots.
Farewell, weed.
A camp. Recent. Kate's, maybe.
Wolfpack. No blood, though.
She did drop her notebook.
He writes really well. There's emotion in every word. I'm jealous. Writing's good when you struggle to express your feelings.
Red McWraith, you express altogether too many feelings already.
Aye, but you like that about me. Right, let's find Kate and get her talking. Did she leave without supplies?
If she did, she can't have gone far.
Sit down. Get back up. Bust!
More corrupted ivy waiting to be plucked out. Can you find a way around the locked door? She's
The bridge is down. You can't have crossed.
there. A path leads downwards.
Your bag looks a little light.
I'll be all right. Don't doubt it.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all.
How did you find me?
Thickskin said I might find you here when she sent me looking.
Oh, I don't want to hear it.
We've not spoken of the beast, you and I. What's your feeling about that day?
The beast. Terror. You? A sick fascination. In service of the dead, you chisel old sins from the hearts of the living.
To help the living, we must know who haunts them. To help the dead, we must know why.
There's no help for the dead. Those poor souls. My sister did for them. May she soon join them.
The beast is tied into the nightmare. I must know how.
I know nothing of this.
You fled the nightmare in New Eden Town. The same nightmare killed the woman I love. I must know something.
I am sorry for your loss. Truly. I believe what you say and I'd help you readily. But I know nothing of the nightmare. I'm a simple woman. I have failings. I lacked courage when I needed it. But that is my only crime.
Deborah was part of the beast. She came for you.
Please, don't.
I'm sorry to insist, but I need answers.
No, I won't speak of her.
Perhaps now is not the time.
So, what news?
I'm short of news.
What's your plan?
I'm staying here. At least until I find a way out. Then I'll put New Eden behind me.
She's like a child, too angry to admit the truth.
I get it. You won't go back, and you won't be told. I found your journal, Kate. Stop lying to yourself.
How dare you?
I dare, because you care. Come on, say it. Get it out.
I'm afraid to.
It'll be all right. I promise.
I don't want to care. I don't want to care for them. I don't want to care for Thickskin.
Aye, but you do. And you can. As long as you care for yourself, first of all, so... What's it to be?
I'll go. When I'm ready, I'll return. But she will step down. Further, and you may tell her this, I do not care to keep her secret. Not no more.
All right. I'll tell her it. All of it.
Why won't you leave me alone?
I'm trying to track someone down, and I was hoping you could help me.
I doubt I'll be much use, but I'll help you if I can.
So, I found your name in an old letter. It was addressed to someone by the name of Grace. It was written by Deborah Comenius.
You're tenacious, I'll give you that. But must you push so?
Deborah wrote of a cabin in the woods. Could this Grace person have found it?
I don't know. It was all a very long time ago. I had forgotten her.
Did Grace ask you for help?
No. Grace Pennington vanished. No one ever saw her again.
Grace Pennington? As in Captain Saul Pennington?
Pennington had a daughter, and you knew her.
I knew her, but not well. Deborah had her in the school and spoke of her from time to time. Shy as a porcupine and twice as prickly, as I recall.
Deborah wrote the letter in February 1688. When did Grace disappear?
Months later, Pennington accused Deborah of being a witch. In my recollection, that moment overshadows all others.
Could Grace have survived alone out here in the woods?
Possibly. But could she remain unseen? No. All thought she'd left New Eden. Gone west, perhaps, into the wilds.
Does the name Seeker mean anything to you?
It sounds less a name than a calling, but neither mean anything to me. We done.
One more question. Did the school teacher keep a cabin in the woods?
Deborah spent much time walking the woods, trying to understand New Eden, she said. Now that you mention it, I remember a snowstorm. She spent 3 days in a hut not far from here. Southeast, across the drawbridge, along the path towards the mine. If it's still there.
Goodbye, Kate. And be careful.
Get back up!
Spectre, going for pursuit. You'll have to hit harder than that. Over my dead body.
Away with you!
Looks long abandoned.
Search for recent signs of passage. The mood is heavy. What happened?
What have you done with her, Islander?
Not right under his nose, Red. Come on.
Drop the innocent look, son. I'm not buying. That mutinous varlet escapes her cell and you swan in here without a care in the world. You expect me to believe the two unrelated?
Is he looking for a new scapegoat? Already?
Answer the question, McGrath. Where is Ellen Priest?
Lost your prisoner, have you? Well, I can't blame her for running, but I can tell you this. I had not a thing to do with it. And I don't know where she is.
I should lock you up for this.
You'd enjoy that, wouldn't you?
All right, Captain. Settle down. Walk me through what happened.
I don't know what happened, not exactly. The cell keys have vanished, a mutineer with them. Now, her character is one part vinegar and the other Malaise. Now, who knows what bitter treason she now foments.
She can't have gone far. If the mountains haven't killed her, she'll be somewhere nearabouts.
While she remains out there, flapping loose like an undone mainsail, there can be no trust in here. Find her, McGrath, and I shall believe you. Find her, and do what must be done.
How stand Fort Jericho and her people? Anything notable to relate?
I'll speak to generalities, but not to specifics.
Tell me about Sebastian Priest. What kind of man was he?
He was my loyal right hand for the longest time. On his last assignment, he failed me, miserably. He's remembered as a hero by those who do not know.
Why let his legend grow? And at your expense, too. You knew the truth. You could have cleared your name.
The people must have their heroes, son. Or they will make villains of the generals and string them up.
Helen Priest a liability, do you think? Or has she shot her bolt?
When a tiger shows its stripes, only a fool believes it's anything but a tiger. And she jeopardised her fort once before. Why wouldn't she do it again?
What do you know of a young woman named Grace?
I don't know where you heard that name, Banisher. But you should not say it again.
It's important, else I wouldn't ask.
Important or not, you'll have no answer.
After all I've done, I rather think you owe me it.
The four told you. That much is true. But the debt will be settled some other way.
I read the name on a letter. It was a very interesting missive. According to this letter, what happened to Grace was entirely your fault.
No! The fault was hers. She was stubborn.
The letter told quite the tale. I'd like to hear your side of it.
I have heard tell, sir, of the contumacious Scots, and I did not hear wrong. For you are indeed relentlessly, perversely, bloody-mindedly obstinate.
Why the mystery?
A stubborn and difficult child. Always quick to disobey. Especially when the orders were mine. Never understood her antagonism or hostility. A sheer bloody-minded antipathy. She didn't get it from her mother. Now I have no daughter, and it is all the better for all concerned.
The letter was clear. You're to blame for what happened to her.
She has no one to blame but herself. I tried to prevent it. She would not listen. I hurt her. That, sir, is laughable. I worked hard to make up for her mistakes, so she would not pay the price for them.
Whatever you did seems to have made things worse.
I stood firm. That, sir, is what must be done, and that, sir, is what I do. I stand firm.
Want to tell me what happened?
If you must know it, I sent her away. I exiled her.
Why? Why would you do that?
She left me with no choice. I caught her in an act of sin. I caught her reading, studying. Witchcraft, sir. I caught her studying witchcraft. There was a book. I don't know where it came from, and damned if I could get rid of it, but she would not put it down. Not even after I forbade it.
Now, why does Lammy Haskell suddenly spring to mind? And Deborah, too.
Though Deborah was innocent, you accused her of witchcraft. Do you deny it?
Deny it? I claim it. By law, she was no witch. But neither was she innocent. She was poison, a ruiner of children. She corrupted my grace. I am a much changed man with the intervening years. Looking back, with the benefit of experience, I was entirely right and would not change a thing.
If I came to learn your daughter survived, if I knew where she was...
No, I'd have nothing to say to her. For me and all who know me, Grace Pennington is long dead. Think what you will of me, I care not. I did what was necessary, and I'd do it again. And that is all there is to say.
Not right under his nose, Red. Come on. Lovely man, really. Someone left in a hurry.
Helen could draw. These are fantastic.
No spectral stains.
The lot wasn't picked. Pennington's missing keys.
This has been moved recently.
Well, would you look at that? She took guns. All the guns.
No mouse did that.
How does Pennington not know about this?
His head's up his arse, that's how. Either we have a giant rabbit, or this is where she went.
Giant rabbit? There's the thought.
Careful. A dark will is upon that thing. In her haste, she dropped something.
This cabin and that gravestone feature heavily. Clue?
Maybe, but they could be anywhere. One time in a prison in Paris, I banished the rotting corpse of a bishop.
This is gonna be good.
There was a growling in the dungeon, so down I went alone. Empty cell, door locked, no pick. No idea how he got out, but he did. Turns out the bishop was possessed by a tyrant. Killed all the prisoners, was planning a rebellion, a riot of the dead. I've no idea why he was there, and at the end, neither did he, but it took me 3 days to clear the building.
Oh la la.
Think you could take on a ghost?
Bloody mongrel!
Once I bruise the heart, destroy the wisps within its roots. Just how I like it.
Getting serious. One less to worry about.
Watch out!
Ah, the cabin from Helen's drawings.
Something's concealed. This is the place. Leopold. Same gravestone as appears in her drawings.
You. I had a feeling we'd be crossing paths again. If Pennington sent you, you may run along. I've nothing to say to any of you.
I'm curious. How did you escape without being noticed?
I know Fort Jericho better than anyone. It has many ins and outs. If Pennington hadn't had his head up his own arse, he'd have known not to put me in those cells.
That's what I said.
Did you have help?
I still have friends in the fort, and if you think I'm going to tell you more than that, then you really are mistaken about my character.
You weren't easy to find. Why here in particular?
I was with child when the first plague came. I gave birth surrounded by the dead and dying. My son never had a chance. I wished to bury him away from the mines, away from the garrison. Somewhere his and his alone. I brought him here. I left him here. And I nearly did not make it back.
That's a lot of loss for one person. I am sorry.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Sebastian's husk vanished. It must have been hard to lose him all over again. How are you bedding up?
My days are quiet. Some are better than others. At times, I am grateful for the memories. At others, they feel like fingers clamped upon my throat. I'm still learning to live around my grief.
I wish I could tell you that time heals all, but I'm still learning too. Maybe it doesn't.
One day, it will be safe to remember. In this, I trust. Count your blessings in the moment, for both are fleeting.
What are you doing up here?
Did Pennington send you? Yes or no?
Aye, he sent me. He thinks you plot against him.
Let him. Let him imagine me lurking in the dark, waiting for him to turn his back. Let him live in his delusion.
I don't think he needs you for that.
If it's not me, it'll be someone else. A man in that state needs an enemy, real or imagined. I took that role. I hereby resign. I am done with Pennington, Fort Jericho, and all in it.
What's the plan? You can't mean to stay here forever.
I could. But no. When I'm ready, and the road is open, I'll leave for Boston and begin anew. For most of my life, death has walked with me. But to see how you Banishers walk proud beside it, well, it's as if you dance along the road with death. That leads me to wonder. Perhaps it's time I embraced my gift and put it to good use. Perhaps I too may dance along with death.
Have you always been sensitive to the invisible?
I suppose I have. As a child, we'd play secret games in which we'd summon spirits, as you do. For me, though, sometimes they came. I remember, for weeks after my grandmother passed, I'd see her sitting at the foot of my bed. My father ascribed it to a wild imagination. He would not indulge it.
You weren't imagining it. You have talent. Match it to your prowess in the fight, and you'd make a fine banisher.
I was hoping to find someone to guide me on that path.